Hey guys, and welcome back to Castle Crush, and today we're going to be doing another Ultimate Skeleton Army deck, this time with the new Skeletons Legion changes and Resurrection, and we're going to be doing it in double mana speed mode to see how crazy this can get. So I changed up a few cards in here to make it a little bit more competitive, because initially I was using all the skeleton cards, but what I realized was that I needed a few changes to make it actually a little bit more competitive. So there needed to be a Spectre in there. I have Necromancer, and then we also have like Blizzard and Rage, just to add a little bit of more competitiveness to this deck, since there's so many skeleton counters. You have to be able to really mix it up sometimes there, and as you can see, the Blizzard helps out. But still, a lot of people running Valkyrie, a lot of people running Inferno, Fire Elemental, Meteor, Dragon. But look at that, we took out that Dragon with the Blizzard and went right through for the win. Double mana speed is still craziest game mode, but it does start to lag after a while. I like to get that Spectre down quickly. Resurrection, though, is definitely one of the most fun ways to play double mana speed, just because, I mean, when you're bringing everything back like over and over, it's definitely a crazy feeling. But the main thing that I got with this one that was a little more unique sometimes was I was getting multiple Skull Queens down. I think I don't normally play with Skull Queen. For example, when I'm trying for Giant Spectre, I don't play with Skull Queen because it just makes it easier for me to accidentally win. So I really hadn't done this very much, like the Necromancer thing with the Skull Queen. And what I found was that the Skull Queen really had some punch to this strategy in terms of just keeping the skeletons going. The big problem for this deck seemed to be when I ran up against Fan Dancer, because that card really causes some issues for the strategy. Look at those skeletons. Look at those skeletons. That's crazy. And Skull Queen is really putting the pressure on compared to some of my previous Necromancer decks. Wow, that double Skull Queen there. No, triple Skull Queen, I think. Yeah. Triple Skull Queen, putting crazy pressure on her castle. Maybe I shouldn't have raged bottom lane just so we could have tried to get more Skull Queens out, but yeah, this one was lagging hardcore. That was probably one of the craziest matches I had, just because I was able to get the triple Skull Queen out there, and it was putting so much speed on them. Just a really crazy battle. But as you'll see here, Fan Dancer was really a problem, and I think I needed a different card to specifically deal with that. I was trying here, I used Blizzard, but they had Necromancer down, and I don't really have a good counter for Necromancer other than just trying to force my way through, and then I ran out of Resurrections here. So I was trying to just freeze these Fan Dancers, but I really didn't have enough stuff here. And they're just breaking me down. Absolutely breaking me down. And then they had Inferno as well. This is just the risk you run when you play a skeleton deck, is that sometimes people just have the hard counters. Person had Fan Dancer and Inferno. This one kind of interesting. People running Enchanter. This person was running Enchanter. Their strategy, though, seemed to be mixing Enchanter in with sort of, spells and like Fire Elemental type deck. Actually, this was an interesting strategy that I think next time this game mode comes around, I might try. Just because it actually makes use of the Enchanter's ability to help with an actual strategy here, which is like the Meteor Fire Elemental cannon shot thing in double mana speed. and Enchanter Dragon, then they can have like Gust of Wind or something too. That was working pretty well. It was working pretty well for them. Especially considering, I would say, sometimes spells only type stuff can struggle. This wasn't spells only, but, you know, those spell heavy decks can sometimes struggle with stuff like, you know, huge skeleton pushes. So that strat worked pretty well. I got beat by that one. But the Enchanter, I thought it was cool the Enchanter was used in that deck. So definitely would love to try an Enchanter deck, and that one seems like an actual legit strategy that is really helped by the Enchanter's new increased pushback ability. So we bringing it back here, another Resurrection. Person was trying to get rid of me there, but I got a little luckier with that big time res there. They do have a Mage though, and Fan Dancers, as you can see. Really struggling with those. Really could have used, maybe rather than a Blizzard. I'm starting to think about this, and I'm like, well, maybe rather than a Blizzard, I needed a Meteor. I was thinking of Blizzard more in terms of like when I play ranked matches, because it's typically like a particular card that's getting me there, like an Ice Elemental or something. But here, when they have all this stuff in these multiple lanes and these big stacks of like Fan Dancers and things, I think Meteor probably would have been better. So that was probably just kind of a deck flaw. I can only come up with so many good decks. A lot of mine are kind of meh. But this one was more about having fun, in particular with the skeletons. And I think the most unique part about this video is really the Skull Queen, how I was able to get that going kind of crazy in a couple situations. Again, right here, though, getting the Skull Queen down. But again, Fan Dancer and Mage, will we be able to push them back far enough? They're using it with Necromancer. Strong strat. I have double Skull Queen. Of course, it's not with any Necromancer, so I'm like, we have to push through. But they keep using these dragons to push me back. We were making good progress in that bottom lane, but just really struggling against the those Fan Dancers, probably in particular. However, the Spectre pushing in on the top lanes, that Blizzard on top lane actually paid off. I was able to clear that one out. Just push through the lanes they didn't have the Necromancer in and get that win. Skeletons are still pretty fun in this game mode. Skull Queen, surprisingly fun. Hadn't really used it much in this game mode. I probably would have used Meteor instead of Blizzard, but other than that, pretty fun. So leave a like if you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you thought about this video in the comments and what other types of content I should create, and I will see you guys in the next video.